Ooh, hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome, happy hump day. This is No Noise. I am Z Rex. It is June 7th of 2023, a little past 11 in the AM. Hope y'all are having a good week so far. We've got Chop Fest 3000 over here. Stuff is just all over the place. Up, down, left, right. Russell is up a lot again today, touching the upper bounds of the resistance. That's a pretty serious move right there. Probably the most serious so far of the week. Other than that, I don't really see anything that's popping out that's any different from Monday's video. But let's go ahead and start. Ooh, STX is back up in the 60s right here. Look at that. That's actually a development, especially with the crypto market mostly selling off today. So that's pretty interesting. Couple things there. Other than that, crypto mostly giving up a lot of its pump from yesterday. Kind of chop fest 3000 over here. Let's see. All right, let's just go ahead and start with Mama Bear as we like to do. This is the daily chart of Bitcoin. Bears do have some dominance here. We are above 26. They are getting pushed back under 26 right now. I mean, but this won't close until the end of the day. So that's got plenty of time, like 7 hours on it. The one candle I do want to talk about that actually does look good, except against the EMAs here, because it rallied right between the EMAs and real close to the trend line. Regardless, so off the structure, the engulfing, this actually does look really good to engulf this Monday candle that looked pretty nasty at breaking all this range. And then you get a seller shut off engulfing candle like this. That's actually pretty good. We're not getting any follow through today. Pretty interesting, just kind of getting rejected. Not all of it. We're only about, that looks probably like a 618 retrace. Let's see if we kind of split the, oh, yeah, look at that. Right at the 618. And as long as it's kind of holding this swing low and hanging right around like mid 26,000s, it's okay. But I do think if we get back below here, even on like probably low time frames, let's see here. I mean, 458 isn't super low. We could I bet we can go super low, like a 3 hour. Let's check it out. Yeah, look at that right here on these bodies, about 26.3. What if we go back a little bit more? So what is that? Yeah, about here. Yeah, about 26.3. So man, even on 3 hours, if we start getting back below 26 in this trend line, even like on probably 2 or 3 3 hour candles, I would look for this thing to break down. But right now, though, the Bulls did do a pretty good defense yesterday. So you can't be mad about that. See if we can get any follow through. So, man, we are really filling this triangle out all the way, aren't we? Bitcoin loves to do that, by the way. If you've been watching it a lot, it loves its triangles. Usually they break way before that, but this one is just like, no, we're going to the apex. Let's go. So barely holding on again after a very good attempt of rejecting the sellers yesterday. Or not an attempt, actually was a rejection. See if it gets follow through today. Let's go to futures. Yeah, not present on the futures though, just shy of it, but it is holding up this trend line. So the trend line is a slightly different on the futures. So that's a good spot for bulls to say, nah, y'all don't got it right here. So interesting defense. And I think this is kind of reiterating the point I've made in a couple of the last couple weeks of videos that ratcheting up the kind of the macro major support was like 24, but I do think it has printed up to about 26 now, maybe upper 25s, and maybe that's splitting hairs a little bit, but you know, I mean, hell, below 26, you know, that's another 7% down. And at that point, I do think if we tested here, we would likely go deeper, probably like 21 to 23, something like that. Let's go to GBDC. I do like this candle on GBDC, engulfing all here to the looking left. That does look pretty nice. But again, stopped right up at the 21 and short-term moving averages. So kind of meh. Ethereum's kind of just equal, but right over the moving averages here, right on top. Man, this could be argued as like a bump and run type pattern right here. This actually would look really bullish getting above 1910. This would look really good, and I would easily look for a 2K test. And as y'all know, that's the major pivot point, just like 1750 for the downside, 2K is for the upside, and we are just range bound for life, it looks like. Futures showing the same thing. Litecoin still holding on to the 200, staying inside of this box, blue box of prosperity here. So that's pretty good for the bulls. Man, losing 86 though again would be very bearish. ETC, man, ETC just said suck it. It's kind of going back to some lows, just barely holding on to this trend line in this little cluster. Pretty nasty. XRP still above 50 cents, so that's pretty good. Kind of an ugly flag type formation, and as long as you already know, as long as this is above 48 cents, I do think this is a good chart. One of the better looking charts in the space right now, but below 48 cents probably goes back to 42. XLM kind of selling off. A lot of these altcoins didn't get no love, which, they haven't really been getting love for a long time, since the beginning of the year, really, or actually for about a year, because a lot of them you can actually go back. Stellar's not quite like that, but a lot of them you actually can go back to last summer and fall, and we're just at the same price. This one only goes back to like November. Well, I guess that's technically fall, but whatever. Tron's still looking good. It's like Tron and XRP and Litecoin are probably some of the better looking coins right now. This one's just chilling right on the 21 EMA. Can't hate on that. That's just looking good on the sine wave, higher highs, higher lows on the daily. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this chart yet. Looks very bullish until it breaks about 7.4. Below 7.4, we could easily get into this like 6 handle and we'd have to reassess. But right now it's just working its way up to the tippity top. DOT is just doing nothing. It's just going down, getting worked by that 21. I mean, until something changes there, this actually is kind of bearish now. The last couple days, bears have created dominance on both oscillators and price structure being underneath this local swing low and all this consolidation. So this actually does look pretty nasty below about 530. ADA is dying. I guess it's going down to probably, it looks like 30 cents. It looks like it wants. Pretty nasty though. ADA very bearish below about 34 cents or so. Linky Poo. Oh, it's just going sideways. Yay. Looks like it's coming back down to the very bottom of its range. It's bounced here like 100 times though. So is it 101? Yeah, possibly. I don't know. But what would make me think that this structure sucks balls? It's definitely looking a little weak right now, but it really has to get below about like 569. Yeah. It's really got to lose that 569 area right there at the edge of our blue box, or purple box, or whatever frick color that is. Right on the edge. Again, nothing's really changed from Monday's video. Right on the edge here too. Just Chop Fest 3000, man. Looks okay above about 80 cents, but right on the edge of just falling out here. Bitcoin Cash just chilling here. I mean, this is almost the same video as Monday. I'm literally going to fly through this video unless there's lots of requests or something. This is going to be a pretty fast one. There's just not much data, especially on the altcoins. I'm actually thinking about shrinking this list a little bit and maybe taking out like 5 things is kind of 5 to 10 things is my target. I just don't know if it's worth going through all of them all the time. I'm also just trying to consolidate and change some stuff with my schedule and things like that. So let's see here. But yeah, any comments or thoughts on that would be appreciated, whether it's on the video, in the chat, or to my DMs. Slide in my DMs. Anyway, This one looks okay above 107. Really, just nothing new here. Um, Bears are maintaining dominance on some of these altcoins, though. It's like the only good looking thing is that engulfing candle yesterday on Bitcoin, but it's already getting rejected today. So, like I said, Chop Fest 3000, man. Lower tail on this candle. I think that's the lowest tail that it's ever had. Let's zoom out. Yeah, it is. Y'all know that 29 level is kind of the line in the sand, and we are about to get back. Well, we are technically in it by 4 cents, but we start getting comfy down here again. Let's go to the 458. Man, look at this. Look at the bodies where they are. Look at this defense so far with the Bulls. They are really trying to mitigate some nasty selling that would occur if this were to get comfy below 29 bucks. Um, so looking kind of nasty on a lot of these altcoins. There's no doubt about that. We do have a little bit of engulfing type candle here, but kind of just meh. Bears do have dominance on the both oscillators right now. In the middle is stupid structure. I mean, it can't get more in the middle. Zcash dying 28. Man, this thing's entering black hole mode. Uh-oh. Oh, not quite. Sorry. It needs a little bit more. Black hole mode probably gets engaged at about 25 bucks, but we are literally right at the freaking edge. 28 handle is it, man. I don't think I can do it, but um doing a kind of lotto play here maybe not be the worst idea. I don't know if I got the balls to do it right now though, because you're only like 10-ish% risk, and if it does bounce, it probably will bounce here with the swiftness. You can see the last few times, bam, and bam, and then this one it just touched it intra week, bam. This one it did it in 2017, and also bammed very very quickly with weekly candles hitting in that. Oh, that one was 69%. Oh yeah, but yeah. So if you got some high risk or some balls, maybe not the worst entry, especially since it's only 10% risk. So Dash kind of just in the same shit, selling off actually a little bit more. It looks like, yep, going down. Looks pretty nasty, man. We are coming down here to test the. Is that the ultimate low? Let's see. I don't think so. I think it was like $4 at one point. Yeah, way back over here. Wow, remember that from when it first came out. Jeebus. So still almost 10x if you're hodling from $4, which I would bet that you're not. Most people can't hodl through this. You're like, oh shit, I did 33,000%. I'm a freaking genius. And then you're like, oh, what, dude? I freaking lost all my money. I lost 97% of my gains. What is this stupid crypto thing? I'm done, bro. But anyway, that's just really hard to do. Easier said than done. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, you just hodl, bro, and then you get rich. It's like, if it was that easy, everybody would be rich. And I know a lot of crypto people, and I know a lot of them that have been around from back then, and almost none of them are rich. A few of them actually did do it, but those are outliers, man. Doge. Oh, Doji, you're just barely holding on to that 666 is the devil's number. It's Diablo and not Diablo 4. This is Diablo just 666 here, just chilling on the very, very edge. But man, it's just sideways as hell. It looks bearish and nasty, but it's really just freaking stupid, boring, same shit as last summer for the year. So, there's that. Here's something that's doing different price action. So yeah, let's talk about it. Bam! Look at this. We were talking yesterday how this is a good spot Monday, how this would be a good spot for a bounce. We're getting a little bit of a bounce, but I also said I didn't really care about it until it got back over into the 60s. Now we are actually into the 60s, so this is a pretty interesting spot. I might nibble on this guy and just have a stop at about 55, like mid 50s, somewhere in there. But this is not too. All right. So yeah, if this thing gets over like 60s and starts staying comfy up here, I mean, after it takes out 69, this thing could easily run to about 80 cents or so and possibly beyond, but that would be like the first kind of target after about 69 would be 80. TrueFi says, nope, just kidding. Had a nice engulfing yesterday, getting a little bit of rejection, but mostly just sideways is F going back to some point last year. Kind of the same shit, different day here. Sideways is hell too for XRD. And sideways is a form of capitulation too. Once something goes sideways for a year, two, and crypto's done this before as well back in the 2018 correction. So, sideways and not going up is just as frustrating as selling off, pretty much. It might even be more frustrating because at least selling off, you're like something's moving and it can be kind of exciting. But there's just like no emotion. It's boring as hell when it's just sideways. You just like get bored and you're just like, what is this crap? Why am I doing this? So I kind of feel like we're at that point right now, especially with crypto and even with traditional markets. Even though they have pumped pretty good the last couple days, or like last week and a half, I guess, really. Um, the last week or so. Let's see. Sorry, I had to flip the mic off for a second. My son was choking on something. He's fine though. Dump fest for Hex. I mean, I don't even know why. You know what? I was just talking about that, removing stuff on 5. We're gonna go ahead and do that live right now. We're taking Hex off of the run list because it went to Pulse anyway. Maybe I should add Pulse, but speaking of Pulse, what has it been doing? It's curious. I mean, it's probably gonna pump at some point. Just man, go to just nothing as it migrates and moves to Pulse Chain, which was the plan. So, all right, we're not gonna look at that anymore. It's kind of just meh. Back to STX. No, we were on XRD. So XRD still looks pretty good above the mid sixes because technically this one actually looks really good. This one actually has a better chart. It's kind of in the vein of TRX and Ripple. Is what's cool about this is we had this massive breakout and then went to our little target zone and then we came back out of it. But look where we're sitting. We're sitting right atop all this consolidation from even last summer. So that's relative strength in the market against all the other coins. Most of the other shit coins are well below or even with that and not with their structure looking left and not on top of it like how XRD is. So this one actually looks a little bit more better than some of its pairs. And just kind of like Litecoin, Litecoin did it actually back in October, but this since the beginning of the year has been making higher highs and higher lows. And if we just pick like some random one over here, let's see what DOT is. Most of the other shit coins kind of look like this, where it's even with last year's price, but it still has crappy structure. So, on that note, XRD looking kind of interesting to me. I do think if, or should I say, when eventually that crypto turns around at some point, this one probably will run pretty good. I hope that crypto's not going to be put into like the weed stock camp though, like the weed sector where it needs the Fed's approval and because weed is fucked until the Fed pretty much deschedules it at this point. There's lots of hype about it, blah blah blah. We haven't got it, and until that really happens, it's like capping the sector off like entirely. And so I'm hoping that that's not carrying over to the crypto space where since so many institutions are in it now, and it's not the same vibe as it was back in the day where it was like fight the banks. Now everybody wants the banks in it and they want daddy's approval, daddy aka the Fed, and so they want the approval. And now it's kind of just putting like this large headwind on the whole sector. It seems like the stupid Coinbase thing and Binance getting sued. I mean, it's probably nothing, Burger. I mean, how many times has the SEC talk shit about crypto? It's just like if you've been in crypto for a while, you probably know about how China banned Bitcoin like 30 times and it never stopped it. So, but just kind of some food for thought there to chew on. Um, if that were the case, that just is adding some shit headwinds for crypto markets, and we will see that if we lost 24K again, then that's probably what's bringing it down. If you want to apply news and shit to price action, but I bet you that would be the catalyst. Is we're gonna Reggie this shit to death. The funny thing is, though, we've been on this really, really tight. We mentioned this last week. We are like, now it's $400. It's 1.5% every major EMA, at least all the major ones I like, 200, 21, 55. The 200 technically is a regular moving average, but I'm getting too technical on the technicals. But all the EMAs and MA that I use are super consolidated. They're actually the most squeezed that they've ever been in Bitcoin's entire history. And we spoke about that briefly back over here. And then obviously you can't really go back to that. Maybe if you extrapolated this, it'd be somewhere around here, but still nowhere near as compressed as how these are. And I'd really like to see this weekly 21 be able to get over the 55 and 200 and have chronological order. If that were to happen, I would get stupid bullish if that were to happen. But right now, we're just kind of lulling out, man. I just kind of digressed there a little bit on the Bitcoin. I just wanted to show that weekly compression, man. That shit is crazy. V-Chain all the way back down to the lows. Uh-oh. Losing 1.8. Y'all already know. That is very much almost entering black hole mode with the next stop at about 1.6. And below that, Watchale. Bye-bye. Adam, holy crap, dude. Adam just bleeding out. It's at the middle of the range, though, just like it's been since the last summer. God damn it. God dang, dude. This is so frustrating. I know everybody's like, probably doesn't even care about crypto now unless you're trading BRC tokens and ordinal stuff and things of that nature. Maybe some Pepe coin, which is pretty much already dumped. But yeah, man, this shit just sideways as F. It can't get really more sideways than it is right now. It can get more down though. Apparently we see that with this thing is just going, and not in the good way where you gone like you missed the train. Well, I mean, I guess you can miss the bearish train if you like to short. This thing is just bleeding the F out, riding down the trend line like it's a freaking slide. So there's no hope for that yet. This chart is just janked up, man. Ton. Oh, man. Ton's even getting all messed up, too. Brutal, man. Lost that 180 level. We were watching that 180 to 220 for a long time. And now we're back. Look, in the stupid range from a year ago. Yay. God damn, dude. All right. ES. What's ES doing? Still above 4,200. Really like that 4,240 level is kind of the temporary pivot point. We stay above that. It's still uber bullish. Back below that, hey, look, we can go into the range. Yay. But right now, still looks really good. NASDAQ pulling back a little bit. We were kind of expecting that little liquidation break, maybe come back to the 21. If bulls are real strong, though, they'll probably just defend this 14.2 area. Let's see what the weekly's looking like. Bullish, man. I don't have no problems with this chart until it loses, really like 14,000. So Dow is trying to curve back up here, but not really doing shit. It is in the upper part of this range at 33.5 to 34.3. So that's cool. Maybe we are working our way up to the top test of this range. Russell just did that today. We're about to go check that out. Looks like there's just rotational trading going on right now. It's like AI pumps, and then it's like, oh, let it stall out, kind of roll over. Now let's move it into the Russell up, and then it's going to stall and roll over. At first it was the AI. Here's an example of that AI pump kind of stalling a little bit. So, but this looks really good on. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking all over the place here. This looks really good above 33.4 though. Lose that again, we go into this next little horizontal, which these horizontals specifically on Dow have been very well respected. So I put a lot of weight on those. Look at this, right up to our horizontals for the win. And we're kind of getting a back little pressure here from the Bears. Of course, very expected, especially on a straight vertical run just in about 4 days from the bottom of range to the top. Very nice. This is above 1800. Above 1800, I like it. That's been the analysis for a while. We had this beautiful candle last week getting follow through. Now the next major point of contention is that 1900 level. We start getting comfy above that again. The next target is probably 2K, a little bit past 2K. So pretty interesting there. Dow Jones, we're getting love, trying to flip bullish there. DAX is just sideways still. China is still hanging out below, kind of bear flagging below range here. This is actually looking a little bit heavy, especially after yesterday's candle. So that's interesting. VIX chilling at 14.85. Nothing new there. Oil trying to hold on to the blue box just ever so slightly shy of it, and it just needs to get back above about 73. But it doesn't look too bad right here. And this is that H pattern we were talking about, and we are attempting to get back above it. If this thing got like 2 or 3 daily open and closes above like 73.50, I would look for a test of at least probably 76 to about 78 on that one. Nat gas is still trying to hold this higher low structure. Very interesting. Gets above 240. We probably do got a good shot at making a new high at this 2666 level. So not too shabby. Bonds dumping. Oh no. Are the hikes a coming? I saw the June rate hike odds are climbing pretty fast. I think they're over 50% now that we're going to do another hike in June, which I think that meeting is next week. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's next week. Like, I'm almost certain. It might be today though. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's next week though. Yeah, it is next week. And they say that they're not going to raise them, but we'll see. I think it's like a 55% chance or some shit, whatever. We'll see next week. We're seeing that sell off. So this is kind of saying, well, they probably are going to raise a little bit next week. TNX also saying that. Look at this. Hovering on that 370. So this is different that we're rallying hard. Well, only the Russell is that we're rallying hard off that 370 pivot. Man, if it got back above this swing high 380, I would look for some pretty good pressure on, especially tech stocks. Dixie just hovering right above its green box here. Looks really bullish above 103.50. Gold just looking like crap. Can't get over 2K. I mean, not like crap, but just neutral. It needs to really clear 2,000. 24.20 on silver. Same shit. Holding 1,000 on platinum is pretty good. And palladium looks like it's pretty much just getting rejected here. Below 14.20. Yeah, not too great. Let's go to the blockchain stuff. Let's go to our index. Yeah, index sideways as hell. Nice candle yesterday. Getting a little bit of sell pressure here. I do like this setup though. And we had this rejection candle, especially on Bitcoin, and I like that that's carrying over to the miners, really defending that the 3 teens level. And flat as hell on cores, just chilling. Let's look at sector majors, and we are donezo. KRE, look at this, man. The banking crisis has been averted. It looks like it's over. We're getting back above this consolidation. This actually does look pretty good and bodes well for the bulls. So getting above this 44, 45 area and getting above this 38 area on some open and closes would look pretty good. Now, this is the first test of this red box target that we had on here from this structure earlier in the year. So probably get a little bit of rejection and maybe go sideways to just fill out like some of this structure before continuation. But pretty interesting spot that that we're at on this. All right, I think that's it for today. I gotta get out of here.